She had been terse and direct and inquisitive and challenging the entire time I'd been teaching the class. But at this moment, she had a little bit of a tear in the corner of an eye, and I could tell by the look on her face she was a little bit choked up because I finally asked the question that pierced her heart. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. As I stood in that room in Kisangani, surrounded by parliament leaders from one of the largest cities in the Congo, the assistant to the governor right there on the front table, challenging everything that I had to say, every leadership principle, every core value, every idea that she didn't already own, she challenged, she questioned, she tested. And then I asked this question. If I went down to the fountain in your town center, the one that's surrounded by those 1-inch tile marbles, the one that's tall and statuesque with the cobblestones all the way around it, and I look at it today, I see that it's broken and disheveled. The cobblestones around it are so mal taken care of that you have to have an off-road vehicle to drive the roundabout. If I took a 10-year-old boy who's never seen it in any other state than that and showed him the photographs of what once was, when in the 1960s that fountain was built, when it was placed there and those 1-inch marble tiles all the way around it were beautiful and polished and they were upkept for decades. If I were to show him that and say, this could have been your town center, this is what was once designed for you to have as a legacy, the fountain still stands today. And yet its upkeep has been neglected. I said, what do you think would be the opinion of that 10-year-old boy if he saw what once was and could have been, but what is now? She said, I think he would feel cheated. I said, well, what if we showed him that compared to, say, South Lake Town Square in South Lake, Texas, where there is a giant fountain and it's surrounded by park benches and trees and all of the kids come and hang out there on a summer afternoon. What do you think he would think of that? Because that is the possibility of what could be from what was. And instead you have what currently is. How do you reconcile those things to him? How do you help him understand that? She said, well, it's the government's fault. They won't take care of things. And I thought to myself, the reason you're in this room for me to talk to you is because you're members of parliament. You are the government. You are the leaders responsible for how things are going right now. Maybe not 5 years ago or 10 years ago, but where they are right now. So ask yourself this question. By your own standards of success, are you leading in the direction that you want to be leading? If I were to ask you, what measurement have you set in front of yourself? What goals have you established to say, that's how I'll know that I'm on my way? I'm not asking that you've already made it. And I'm not asking to judge yourself against those who are already giantly successful. All I'm asking is, have you established goals so that you can see your progress going forward? Can you look forward and say, I'm closer now to where I want to be than I am to where I used to be? Or will you find your life, your careers, your relationships, will you find them like that fountain in downtown Kisangani, disheveled, destroyed, falling apart, in a worse condition now than it was when it started because no one has done the daily maintenance just to take care of what was, much less to improve it? If you look at your own life, at your own goals, understand this. Like that 10-year-old boy looking in that fountain today, that's the only thing he's ever seen. John Maxwell calls it the law of the picture. People do what people see. And when government leaders and civic leaders and business owners and parents walk by that fountain and throw their trash in it and no one picks it up, when people run into it with their cars or their scooters or their strollers and knock off a tile and no one puts it back, when the bricks fall because of the uneven ground and no one bothers to re-level the ground and put the bricks back, that's the picture he sees. And people do what people see. People are watching you. They're watching the level of influence that you have, whether you like that to be true or not. And you don't have to be a government leader or a grand success by all other standards of measure. You only need to know that you're closer now to where you want to be than where you were when you started. Lead with your own measure of success and mark progress every day because somebody is watching you. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.